Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. You might remember this ivy project that I started with a foam trunk. Well, I changed my mind a few weeks ago and I planted all of the cuttings that I had from this tree together to bundle this trees. Now I've been bundling them since in smaller bundles. And the concept is now that, well, this will become a side branch, this will become the cascading part, this will become the top with a informal upright tree on top of it, and then I have a few branches here to make some back. Now I'm going to zoom in a little, come closer with the camera and show you the detail, and then I'm going to continue the work by bundling these trees. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to zoom in now. I hope that this is going to work, because you might know that I'm filming with my phone and it's not always easy to have a good focus, but I'm trying. So you see, I use very, very thin iron here, not this brown one, the thing under it here, and well, it's iron, so it is very strong, and it is the kind that will not rust. And thing is, you can put a whole lot of pressure on it without breaking it. Well, sometimes it breaks, of course. So this is the stuff, really fine stuff, and because it is strong and fine, it allows you to work without risking to have a whole lot of cutting in, because if the trees are cutting in this wire, well, it will only leave a very, very small scar. And if you work with aluminum wire or copper wire from 1 or 2 millimeters, well, it's going to be a big difference. So always pull and twist, and then of course pull and twist, and then it breaks. You know how it works. But this is good. I had to do something here about the base of the trunk. Okay, so it broke, but it broke where it was no problem. The wire is still where it's supposed to be. So now I wanted just to show the example here. So this is going to be the side branch, and as you see, these are different branches together. I used a thick copper wire here, which I can remove now because I'm going to continue the work. And you see that these are 2 branches wired together, and I'm going to do it properly now. I'm going to take little pieces of wire, like so, little pieces, and then get these 2 together. And then tied it. Like so. Pliers. Okay, just a little tighter. So this will do. Okay, and And I'm going to take an aluminum wire to shape this tree. So here I have the big copper wire, which is sticking out. Getting rid of that. I'm gonna anchor the aluminum wire somewhere between the trunks here. And I'm going to start giving this a shape. But just the part that I tied together, like so. Then I have this branch here, you see it's splitting in two, here and here. So I'm going to keep the smallest from this, and then the other branch, give it one little twist, and then stop now, because I have these little leaves here that are going to cause some trouble, so I'm going to get rid of these. It's an evergreen ivy, so that's good. Again, little piece of iron wire now. Going to put these two together. The whole idea is that I want to get rid of the aluminum wiring in spring. I had some problems with a few trees with the wire on this year, and it was because of the sun. The sun heated the wires, and I feel that it made the whole branch become hot. Might sound crazy, but that's what I thought. And some trees really did not respond well to that. So, cleaning up now the rest of this branch. Here we have a little start of a branch, so I'm going to leave that. Gonna make a twist around the two, and then stop here, and again put a little wire around the two here again. So yeah, it's gonna take quite a lot of time, but honestly I don't care, because I like it. And if you like a hobby where you have instant results, you're probably not into bonsai. I like working on these things. So, I now have this branch, and I think that I'm going to leave this apart, and I'm just going to continue with this one. And this will be the end of this part. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly the same now for the back branch, and I'm going to do the same for the cascading part and for the top here. This part is supposed to be the cascading part of the tree, so I really must make a difference between the back branch, which, yeah, I just put it roughly a big piece of aluminum wire here. So this is going to be the back then. I'm just sorting out the different trees that I want to include in the separate fusions. I did the same for the top, but I made a little mistake here. Yeah, no, that's okay. So I just want to put these guys together now. And you see I will have to remove some of these fine stuff. So I'm going to sort them out quite well. So I'm not going to make too much crossing stuff here. So this should come on top. Yeah, it's a little messy, I admit, but I think this way it's gonna be okay. So I have to get some tension on this now. Another very good thing about this iron wire is that it is very, very cheap and that you can find it everywhere. Maybe I made this just a little too short. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna keep it for another piece. It's better to make the first twists when you haven't cut the wire, of course. But you know how it goes. Yeah. That's gonna be better. So, got it. First twists. Stuck now. Okay. And now I'm going to push them together just by hand. This way it's a whole lot easier. So you use your hands to push and compress it, and then tie it. And every time you lose the grip, it stays where it is supposed to stay. Well, almost. And then do a few more adjustments. You see, by pushing it again, I can do a few more twists, and this way I'm getting there. Like so. So you see, this is nice and close already. Yeah, because I want it to be a cascading piece. This branch is the longest. It's of course a very important one. So this is going to be the branch where I have to focus on, and the others I'm going to separate them while I'm working my way towards the camera. So like I did with the other branch, going to take the longest ones together, which would appear to be this one and this one. Yep. So when you see that it's not possible to work because you have too much little branches, you must really get rid of them, because they're going to be stuck in the fusion and you don't see what you are doing. So that's not helping. It's a really messy project, I must say. It takes a whole lot of time, and didn't intend to film it, but I'm not going to film it completely, because the principle is always the same, and it's just a question of patience and of looking and trying, and if you see that it's not okay, you cut it loose, you start all over, and that's what it is. So I'm going to try to get as much of these trunks together and then tie them, and then every time I'm leaving one or two branches out so that I have already side branches. So let me battle this tree, and I'll be back when this is done. Okay, just a little update. So the branches that I wanted to use to make the cascade are bundled here now, and then I left this one out. I bundled here, I left this one out, and I bundled here, and I'm going to leave a few others out, maybe this one because it's a short one, and therefore I'm going to need to open up all these little branches here and see what branches are getting and what leaves are getting in my way, so that I can make a clean and visible trunk line. So it's just cutting away all the little stuff. Of course it takes time, but I think it's fun. So it's just opening everything up. So this is going to be no problem, except maybe for this little one. So off it goes. And then I have a little branch here. Does this have any leaves that are a problem for the next little bundle? Yes, this is a little too close. So I'm always trying to have 2 or 3 centimeters of free trunk so I can work. So you see I have a whole lot of little leaves here, which I must get rid of, and then I can make the next bundle, leave 1 or 2 branches out. This I might just leave at the top. Maybe it can be a sacrifice piece. But you need to have a good view on what you're doing, because otherwise you're getting nowhere. So I'll be back. So these branches, I must say, of course, because it's more than one branch, are now bundled every 2 or 3 centimeters. There's a little piece of iron wire, and now of course I need to give this a basic shape. So therefore I'm going to wire it with regular aluminum wire. I'm going to start with a leftover here, just to give it a basic shape. So I'm going to put the wire somewhere between the bundles so that it's well anchored, which is of course very important, like so. Yep. And now I must, of course, every time take care that I leave out what I left out. And this is just to give it a basic shape. So I want it to come a little forward. Maybe just a little more, like so. I'm going to take another piece of wire, maybe a little longer. And of course, because this wire is the first wire, and it is absolutely not necessary to make it tight and beautiful, I don't care about crossing wires and stuff like that. It's absolutely not a problem at this point. We want a basic shape for the biggest trunk, and maybe for some side branches. This must come out. This must stay together. Yep, like so. And the last one doesn't have to be that thick. Small one, but it will do. So I'm sticking it between two branches, so it's well fixed. Are these together? Yes. So this whole thing is not easy, I must say. It's very difficult to see what's going on. But of course, once it is wired out and we have a basic idea of where we are going, it's going to be a whole lot easier in the future. Okay. So this is not important at the moment. So let me see. Yeah. So this is supposed to be the front, something like that. I want this to come a little more at the front. I don't think my wire is strong enough. So maybe I should double this. I have a piece here that I can use to double it. It's going to be a whole lot better, I think. Where is this going? Oh yeah. Like so. I think it's all I'm going to need for this first corner. Need to find a place where I can grab the tree. That's a whole lot better. Yeah. I also wanted to go down a little. See, the wire is here, so the best place to bend is like so. And always overdoing it. I have a wire here. That means that I can lift this up a little now. Wire is here, so this is the place to go down. Wire here, so this way. That's very good. I can make a nice pad with these two. Wire is here. So of course when you're in the smaller spots it's going to be easier. Here is no wire still, but just going to add a little piece. 1.5 millimeter will do, or maybe 2 millimeter if I find something here. Oh, this one is good. I'm going to double this. Oh, broke off a little twig here. Just to finish it, you know. Give it a basic shape. So, going down here, and going up, and going down, and going up. You see, it's quite a lot of corners here, so it looks weird, but it looks like a cascade. But it's still quite straight, so we want some movement also. Maybe like this. And like this. And again a little more like this, which makes it a little more interesting. Okay, so now of course all these other little side branches will have to be wired out, but this is not something that I'm going to do today, because I think if I have the main shape, it's going to be okay. And I'd rather let the tree recover. Now that it's a little more open, all the little branches will start to grow, gain vigor, thicken, start diffusion. Okay, so this is what I have now as a cascading branch. I now have to do the back branch, and then I'll work on the top. The back branch I'm not going to film, I'm going to do it off camera. And the top I might come back to give some explanation about how I'm seeing the future of this tree. So yeah, that's it.